So you guys can see this. So I've been around. I've done some things. Not too much really. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I can tell you that this specific quest that I decided to maybe come and do for the stream, I tested it out to see what the enemies were like, and they are far too difficult for me to deal with right now. We need to level up. That's some tense music. There's refurbishment work going on here, so it's so loud. Can you please yell the rest of the stream? Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try and figure out what quest I need to do, and then we'll go and do the quest, okay? Is that alright? I'm close to finishing the game, he says while having 15 more quests to do. Just let me know when this gets old. Me yelling gets old, guys. Unsubscribed. I'm sorry, Frey. I'm sorry. And ironically, that's quite helpful. Can you yell like Brian Blessed? What, like, Gordon's alive? Like that sort of thing. If so, maybe. But I don't think I can do Brian Blessed. I think my Brian Blessed is below par. My Brian Blessed is lacking severely. Gordon's alive! Like that, right? That fucking movie is... Did you know, and I don't know if this is true, but did you know that for Flash Gordon, I believe they re-recorded all of the dialogue with a different actor? So the guy that plays Flash Gordon, whose name eludes me right now, is not the voice that you're hearing. You've disturbed my son's WoW raid. He keeps asking who the fuck is yelling. He needs to concentrate. Oh my god. WoW raid disturbed by Brian Blessed. Whichever pricks did my boyfriend's bathroom like 5 years ago messed it up. Water has been leaking under and all the wood has rotted. They've had to redo everything. Jesus Christ. Sounds like Cowboy Builders. Which are not as fun as they sound. You know, you expect a bunch of guys showing up on horseback with hammers and tools on their saddlebag. Or in their saddlebag, should I say. Not the case at all. Cowboy Builders are just bad news. You don't need concentration to press 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3 again. Let me see. So, I don't remember what this quest is at all, and because the quest log is kind of lacking in this game. I've said this a few times now. I don't really like the quest log in Pillars of Eternity, this first game. I feel like it's very loose with the info it actually gives you. Can I get more info? Okay, I like the quest log now. The quest log's very good. It has all the information that I need, I think. Never mind. Depends on class and build. Damn rotting wood. A few weeks ago, Ferial's ceiling roof collapsed because of bad building. What the fuck? He plays Demo Warlock and he needs to micromanage his pet to help either the DPS or the off-tank. That's going to be a wholesome clip? Wait, what is? Now I need to check out this clip when it is inevitably put into the Discord. Oh, I'm ready to fight, I think, guys. So the Knights of the Crucible will send some of their veteran knights to aid my infantry, assuming I remain in their good favor until the battle. Can I get more allies, or is it just them guys that I can get? I think it is just them guys, because I tried talking to the dozens, and I don't think they're really going anywhere with me at this point. To fight Lord Gafflin's forces, I'll need an army of my own. Marshal Forwin will assist me in the logistics of it all. We could do that. Possibly. Ooh, this might be one to do now, actually, because we are there. So, we need to broker a trade agreement with the Anamen Faf in Twin Elms. I need Palagina with me. Okay, so let's... where's the nearest tavern? I mean, I suppose Cadnua works. Let's go Cadnua. Wait, you forgot this one first? My stomach just made a noise, guys. Did you hear that? What's this one?
Oh, you haven't tickled the side.
That's living on the internet forever. Jesus Christ. You have to be really careful what you do on the internet. Oh, boy. That was kind of like Starscream, actually, wasn't it?
Megatron!
You know? That sort of weird-sounding voice that Starscream has. I don't actually know any Starscream lines. I think he just says Megatron, right? What's going on? Why can't I? What the fuck? Oh, there we go. It's actually very accurate. Is it? Jeez. I wish that I could, I wish there was a place out there for people that can apparently do accurate impressions, but just totally off of the bat. And when they actually try to think about doing the impression, they just can't do the impression. Once it entered the internet, it stays on the internet. Yeah, I suppose so, right? Like, there's no escaping it now. I just have to own it. Yes, I did offend planet Earth by doing a disgusting Yamati Kudasai impression. What can I do about it? Can't do anything. Oh, shit. You guys deserve a dad joke, remember? You guys get a dad joke. I think right won. So in which case, boom. Here we go. Oh my god, I've literally just flicked to the same page that I read for Spark the other day. Let's go one page over. Let's go another page over. I feel like this one's a little bit too, oh, fuck it, let's do it anyways. So my girlfriend left me because I'm too insecure. No, wait, she's back. She just went to turn the heating off. Let's do another one because that one felt a little bit too close to the skin. Having lost her job, a woman packs her things and leaves the building. On the way out, a security guard touches her lightly on the shoulder. "Hey," he says, warmly. "Plethora." "Thanks," says the woman. "That means a lot." Yikes. What is this that Freya's just sent in? Who is it that says that line? Who is it that says that line? Because I immediately think, what's his face? Oh, is it Terry Jones? Was it Terry Jones that said that line as Galahad? Was it Galahad or was it Lancelot? I think it was Galahad. But what voice do I say it in, Frey? I'm eternally grateful and also disgusted that you offended Earth by saying Yamati Kudasai. You can do better, Cass. Oh, what? With Starscream? It just says second brother in the lyrics. Oh, second brother? Oh shit, it's those guys. Those guys have like a weird effect on their voice, don't they? Let's see how far I can get through that.
First shalt thou take the holy pin, then shalt thou count to 3, no more, no less. 3 shalt be the number thou shalt count, and the number of the counting shall be 3. Therefore shalt thou not count, nor either count thou 2, excepting that thou then proceed to 3. 5 is right out, once the number 3, being the third number, be reached. Then lobbest thou thy holy hand grenade of Antioch toward thy foe, who, being naughty in my sight, shall snuff it.
That was a mouthful. I struggle to read whilst speaking. That was effort. My God. Warhammer 40k? Well, there's going to be lots of clips today. Really? Did I just do something else that was clip worthy? Oh no. Trigger warning. What's this? Jeez, is this just going to be the stream where I load up pillars and then... Oh, yeah. Already seen that one. You should take double points for that long sentence. I should start charging more. For anything paragraph shaped, I should charge 2,002 points for, maybe. I mean, we're 1 hour in and we have free clips. Yeah, I suppose. Jeez, we're an hour in and there's already free clips. That's right. I did almost say free crips, as in like what are they called? The other gang. Is it in like no? It's not Philadelphia, is it? It's Los Angeles, isn't it? The Bloods and the Crips. Is that right? Too bad Kess is lazy and does not make a compilation video out of the clips. Hey, if someone wants to do that for me, feel free. I do not have the time right now. This is the least weird one, but it's your favorite. What's this? A cute moment? I feel like there's like I'm not the cutest of people. So it's probably cute moments for me are probably few and far between. Let's see what this is. This feels like a momentous occasion. Let me see. So I don't remember what this quest is at all, and because the quest log is kind of lacking in this game. I've said this a few times now. I don't really like the quest log in Pillars of Eternity, this first game. I feel like it's very loose with the info it actually gives you. Can I get more info? Okay, I like the quest log now. The quest log's very good. That's all the information that I need, I think. Jeez, I'm a dumbass. Never mind. I'm a dumbass. Right. Let's go. Let's do this. We're going to switch out the pie. We're going to go and make a trade deal. Let's do it. Camp? No. Boom. So let's switch out. Oh, she's like a paladin. So we're going to have to get rid of Adair.
See you when I see you.
Hopefully soon, Adair. We'll get you back soon, buddy. We'll have you back. Oh, now I need to level a character all the way up. Yikes. Kawaii? Wait, is that your favorite clip? The Kawaii clip? Palagina's character model actually looks pretty cool. This is the coolest character model in the game so far, I think. It looks unique. The others just kind of look like, well, NPCs. Let me see. I think we'll go athletics. Maybe just athletics for the time being. Oh no, we do want some survival as well, actually. Try and get up to level 7 survival for damage reduction. That's a nice clip, Cass. Watch it. It's confusing. Let me see. So, I don't remember what this quest is at all, and because the quest log is kind of lacking. I've said this a few times now. I don't really in Pillars of Eternity. That is so fucking trolley. That clip title is so fucking trolley because so many people will watch that and be like, what's happening? So, I don't remember. It's clipception. That's what's fucking happening. Oh, jeez. Right, athletics. Boom. Let's go with... Ooh. Yes. DPS Paladin. Did you see the title again? Yeah. That's what I mean when I say it's like so trolley. Calling it Kessler's ventriloquist, and it actually looks like I am not speaking when I'm speaking. Like I'm throwing my voice almost, right? Let's do that. Boom. I think Zealous Focus. I can guarantee, Frey, if that goes in the Discord and people click on it, they're going to wonder what's happening, and you're going to be responsible for telling them. Although then again, if I make you responsible for telling them the context, then you are going to troll them even further, aren't you? Let's go with... No, let's save the points. Save the points! Won't anybody think of the points? Critical focus. Let's do that. Let's go with boop and save the points again. So when the paladin downs an enemy, they give a defensive bonus to their allies around them. That seems pretty cool. I think Inspiring Triumph. We'll go with that. The other clip is right above it in the Discord. So it might give them immediate context anyway. I can just tell them something troll again with the context. Oh jeez. Right. Let's go survive. We want another point in survival, and then we'll go right into athletics. I think I'm gonna put it like a soundtrack on while we play, because the music constantly cuts out in Pillars. It's kind of like I think it's worse than Pathfinder was. Pathfinder did the same thing, where the music would cut out every now and again and just like leave you with silence and ambient noise. But it would also do a thing, wouldn't it, where it was like the soundtrack would like pop and crackle. Pop and crackle? Yeah, those are the right words. Every once in a while. So let's maybe put like... let's put this on. I think this will be a good one. I shouldn't have put this on. I'm getting nostalgia. I'm getting nostalgia, guys, okay? I shouldn't have put this on. Oh, dearie me. Can you feel it, guys? Can you feel the nostalgia? Don't tell me I'm alone in it. Don't tell me I'm alone. You know what this means. We're going to have to play Pathfinder again at some point, aren't we? Intense Flames. Full attack. Let's do it. One more point in that. Next, go into athletics. Glory to Baldwin. Me shall lurk. I'm going to cook. No worries, Nicaea. No worries. Have a nice lurking moment. It's hard to sing along to. Frey, we'll have choir practice, okay? We're going to form a community choir. Well, you guys are. I'm not. And you guys can you know, send me a recorded version of you all singing this song. And fuck, that would be amazing. Let's do it. And now the soundtracks are overlapping, and that's gonna give me real bad problems. I don't like that. We need to hurry up and finish leveling so I can get rid of that. Right. Boom. Much better. Are you a tenor, Kessler? And what voice do you want me to have? I am, you know something? I'm actually a low baritone. A low baritone. I don't think I can be classed as bass because I don't have a rich enough bassy voice. So I'm a low baritone. And Frey, I want you to have the highest tenor. I want you to go above Freddie Mercury, okay? That's what I want you to aim for. You sick bastard, you waited for me to start lurking and then play the rap music. I wish I was intending to troll. I wish that's what I was going for. It wasn't. It was just a happy little accident. I have already made the point of saying voices as soon as this started playing. Oh geez, we're going to have to play Pathfinder again at some point, aren't we? Because of the nostalgia it made me feel. My voice will blow your nostrils. Yes, that is what we're going to do. So, soundtrack needs to get turned down as well. Way too loud. Something like that, maybe. Just nice in the background. I think that works, right? Wait, did you not say nostrils? Nostrils? What? Nostrils? What? What are nostrils? You meant nostrils, right? How do I spell that? I think the second time is the correct spelling. It looks right to me. Selby, how do you spell nostrils? Nose holes, that's better. Nose holes works much better. I can remember nose holes, Frey. Nose holes works for me. Nostrils. Right, come on, guys. Get a move on. Get a move on. We have places to be and people to see and trade agreements to make with the natives. I really hope that the Valian republics aren't based off of Britain. But I feel like that's the way this is going, right? Or at least imperialism as a whole. Colonialism and that. Half song, maybe? I forget where the Animen Faff is. I think it might be Elm's Reach, actually. We'll see. We'll soon find out.
Soon.
I think the next time I make that beverage, I'm going to have to make sure there's not as much banana in it. Hack says, so Cass, did you hear about the D&D OGL nonsense? I've heard some things, but I haven't looked into it in any great detail. I saw Asmund made a video on D&D drama. Does Asmund know anything about D&D? Or is that just Asmund jumping on the, React bandwagon again for like the millionth time? I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it, so I probably shouldn't comment on it. I don't like the idea of creators being kind of pushed away because of something like that. But at the same time, I'm fairly certain you have to earn like $750,000 to actually have to pay any tax or pay anything to Wizards, right? And I'm not being funny, but if you're making $750,000 as a content creator, I mean, I don't think it's is it like, is that really terrible? Like, it's a lot of money. Paizo is looking to make their own license or something. Wait, so maybe you guys can fill me in. Like, why is it bad? Because I genuinely don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It seems like a lot of people think it's a bad thing. Whatever it is, it's been leaked. I haven't read it. Can someone update me just roughly what it's about? Yeah, like, as far as I'm aware, it's like basically it would mean that if the leak is true, from what I've heard, then it would mean that creators would have to, if creators made more than $750,000 annually from content that was related to Dungeons and Dragons, they would have to pay like royalties to Wizards of the Coast. I think. I don't know how it affects other creators. I'm not clued up on it. Maybe I should like go away and like look into it and then talk about it like at another point. But then again, if you guys can also clue me in on what's happening, that would be good as well. Celestial Sapling? I feel like I haven't been down there. I posted it in the Discord. Oh, what am I doing? It's Pathfinder's music that's playing. Let's go ahead and pause that. Okay, so it's in the Discord. Oh, Nightcrawler can't access the food chat? Shit. What the fuck? Why is that? That's weird. Oh, it's in the tabletop chat. So Wizard of the Coast patented D&D. That sounds absurd. Is it Wizards of the Coast that owns Games Workshop now? Wait, did Games Workshop make it? I thought Wizards of the Coast bought the rights to D&D, and so it's like their thing. Open game license was free, and the promise was that it would remain free. Now there's fees, and I thought that the fees only applied if you earned over $750,000 though a year. I could be wrong. I heard that like 2 or 3 weeks ago, something like that. It's called Delusional Company Wages War Against Its Fans, which isn't the most objective title. Copy link. Let's go pull it up. Let's react to the reaction. I'm just asking. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think like D&D. I think Wizards of the Coast own they own the full rights. But as for them owning Games Workshop, I don't think they do. I think Games Workshop is still its own entity. Those making more than $50,000 per year from such content would be required to report that revenue to Wizards of the Coast, while those making more than $750,000 per year, a group Wizards of the Coast said encompasses fewer than 20 creators worldwide, would have to start paying a royalty excess. Yeah, see, this is the thing though. Like, if you're earning money, you already need to report it for tax, like for taxation. You know, like if you're earning $50,000 per year, you're reporting it for taxation. I don't know. It just seems like even $50,000 a year from making D&D content seems like a lot of money to me. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's not a lot of money to like content creators, like in the grand scheme of things, but like I don't know. I feel like is it that much of a step to have to like report the revenue? I don't know. Kind of naive to that, I suppose. As for paying like royalties on excess revenue, so basically, it's the equivalent of saying you can earn up to $750,000 a year that is non-taxable, and then after $750,000, you pay royalties on it. I've got to be honest, guys. I don't see the problem with that. You know, you're making a shitload of money off of something that you did not create yourself. I know that if we're going to start talking about homebrew and things like that, yeah, you've put some legwork into that, and it does take time to, create those things. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to look into it more to decide if I actually think it's a bad thing, Like, that's a shitload of money. Like, what's to put it into context, the threshold...
Like, for example, Critical Role.
The threshold in the UK, what is it? Is it 12,000? I think it's 12,000. I could be way off with that. I could be confusing two numbers. It's either 12,000 or 1,000. I know those are pretty different figures, but yeah, UK, I believe it's like you can earn up to 12,000 before tax. £12,571. There we go. So you can earn up to that amount, and then anything after that amount, you pay tax on. So if standard everyday people earn that much money and then start having to pay tax, I feel like earning $750,000 a year, and then paying some royalties on it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I suppose like I don't understand the like ins and outs of it. I'm sure there's like a lot of money that those companies have to spend already to be able to make that amount of money. But just it's hard not to think of like it's hard not to look at that amount of money and be like, Jesus Christ, that's so much money. I think 100. I think 1,000 is the amount you can earn without having to report it. Yeah, that's right. That's correct. That's why I'm getting it wrong. I think you can up to 100,000. Sorry, up to 1,000, and then you need to report it. But anything above 12,571, and then you pay tax on for the excess. But yeah, the 1,000, I believe it applies to both hobbyist income as well as like actual income. So like let's say that you're a freelancer, for instance, and so you're not your employer isn't like sorting your taxes out as they give you your pay slips or your wages or whatever. Then you would need to report anything over 1,000 that you earn. In Denmark, it's around 5,000 without having to report it. Wow. Gee whiz. Right, so let me go ahead and let's get this up on screen so we can see Asmund's beautiful face. Where's he at? It's definitely an inflammatory title, right? Definitely an inflammatory title. But I mean, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he? I heard Denmark's tax is very high. It is, says Frey. Like the average person pays 45%ish. Wow. The more you earn, the more you pay. People here complain because Denmark has free school and good healthcare and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but they pay twice as much tax as most people. If your income exceeds a limit, then you got to pay an additional 15% in taxes. Ding dong dong. Ding dong dong. Why is it still not showing up? Boop. There we go.
Think about Critical Role. Think about how many people work on that team. How many people there are that are involved with that. You know, you have the people that do catering. You have the people that do lighting, the people that do set.
I'm going to stop this right there and just go ahead and say right now that none of those people would actually have a job if it wasn't for D&D. You know? Like, let's forget the main cast that have voice acting to fall back on and all that sort of stuff, like theater acting as well. At the end of the day, none of those people that are working on the Critical Role set would have jobs if it wasn't for D&D. So again, I find it kind of, I find it kind of weird that like it's as though the people are, oh, you sent the vid halfway through. I noticed that, but I thought that was just where the conversation started about it. Yeah, I find it strange. The idea that like the idea of people getting so angry about having to pay royalties for something that they don't own. It's like imagine if people started just playing like copyrighted music all the time on streams and things like that, and then the artist came along and was like, excuse me, could you like stop doing this, or could you at least pay me some money for my work? And then the streamer turns around and is like, fuck you, I'm not gonna pay you money. Like, I know it's not the same at all, but well, it is vaguely similar. But obviously Wizards is a massive company, and so of course with them being a massive company, they're going to get viewed as being kind of like villains, I think. But I don't know. I think I need to like read the literature around it before I can give like a valid opinion. Did Asmund read up about it, or did you just listen to what chat told him?
Delusional company wages war on
He's
its
watching a
fans.
video?
I don't know what this is. I'm gonna take a look at this. This is a popular video. I've never seen this before.
If the newest leak about the future of Dungeons and Dragons is to be believed,
So it's just a leak.
then D&D
It's not confirmed
is
yet,
at
right?
war with its community, creators, and player base. This video.
I mean, hasn't Wizard? I mean, bro, like.
I don't think it's going to have like an effect. I'm going to stop this now and say this. I don't think it's going to have an effect on like the player base as like in general. I think there's plenty of people that play D&D that maybe don't even like have a big what's the right way of phrasing this? Have a big vested interest in like what's happening on the internet. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't, So this realistically isn't going to have an effect on the majority of the player base. What was it that was said? Like 20 people, 20 individuals, or 20 like groups, 20 creators. There we go. Fewer than 20 creators worldwide actually earn enough from D&D to actually have to pay royalties. So it seems as though the main argument here is against... It's either people making a big deal out of nothing, or the main argument is people don't want to have to report what they're earning. Well, I'm sorry, but like that's how tax works. That's how the tax system works. You report what you earn. I know this isn't paying taxes. This is not like it's not the same as paying taxes. This is you reporting your earnings to a private company. But realistically, what harm is that going to do? I don't know. Like, could it be the case that some people are actually earning that amount of money and they're just, that like, you know, it's not public knowledge and they don't want people to know that? I don't know. But I just think the idea of like not reporting it. Can someone, exactly, yeah. Can someone give me a small loan of 750,000? Yeah, it's a shitload of money. It's a fucking shitload of money. Like, gee whiz. And I'm not saying my heart doesn't go out for the creators that will struggle as a result of this, because I'm sure there are more implications to this, or to this potential thing, than what I'm understanding right now. I'm sure that it's going to have some sort of knock-on effect on creators, and you know, whatever that effect is, it's going to suck, you know. But at the same time, $750,000. And then you pay royalties. So you can earn up to $750,000. And then after that, pay some royalties. Like that's a shitload of money. Even for a company to make, right? Especially if it's just a content creator and it's not even like a large company. Frey says, I gotta go, you awesome people. Have a great stream. Stay safe, staying safe. Frey, it was great chatting with you, mate. I hope you're keeping well. And hopefully I'll talk to you again soon. But of course, until then, goodbye for now. Goodbye.
Wizards of the Coast, it's like Lizards of the Coast, because all they're doing is farming W's, or sorry, L's. Like, didn't they just fucking do that shit with Magic the Gathering 30-year anniversary? Yeah, it's Lizards of the Coast.
I don't know how much more of this I can watch, honestly. I feel as though, I don't know. I feel as though maybe Asmund doesn't know what he's talking about. And so he's just going to sit there and follow the public opinion, you know, and say things that chat are going to like. But then again, hey, that's what most streamers do, right? Like, that's like the deal. Like, there we go. Get rid of that. You know, he's an entertainer, and he's going to say things that are going to be reacted well to in chat for the most part. Let's continue. How dare I? I mean,
it's sad.
just telling the truth. Or the true.
Video will cover everything that led up to this point and why creators are walking away from D&D entirely.
No, they're
start
not.
from the beginning.
No, they're not. Really? Creators are walking away from D&D? What, because they're having to report their earnings? Really? Creators that are making $750,000 and suddenly realize, oh, anything else that I earn I need to actually pay some royalties on? They're going to walk away from that? Really? Because it seems to me like walking away from D&D, if you're earning that amount of money, is going to mean that you stop earning that amount of money. You know? Like, I'm earning $750,000 plus from D&D. Oh boy, now I need to pay some royalties on that. I'm going to step away from that, and then my fan base is going to inevitably diminish. You know, like, obviously it wouldn't be, the fan base wouldn't just disappear overnight, but if someone's watching content because it's D&D content and they enjoy D&D, and the creator stops making that content and they start playing some sort of homebrew system instead, well, yeah, people might stay around because they stay for the personality and they stay for the individual and they stay because the content's still good. It's still the content they enjoy. But there's going to be plenty of other people that say, this isn't D&D. I only want to watch D&D content. This person makes good D&D content. I'm not interested in this. I don't remember really, but was it just about the licensing thing? It sounded like there's been a series of controversial things. There has been some controversy over the past year with D&D, but I've got to be honest. none of it stands out to me as like something that would justify people walking away from it. You know what I mean?
D&D had a huge
Let's see.
surge
I could be
of
proven wrong.
popularity in the mid to late 2010s for a multitude of reasons during the reign of 5th edition.
I think having somebody I think
still
you
going
just showed
strong.
that it was on Stranger Things, right? I don't watch the show, I just know about it. Is D&D was on Stranger Things. That was a big
I don't know anyone that started playing D&D because of Stranger Things.
awareness for D&D, and then also obviously Critical Role.
I know plenty of people that went out and bought the fucking Hellfire Club t-shirts and whatnot. None of them play D&D. I think Critical Role probably had more of like an impact on people getting into D&D. Critical Role, the Adventure Zone, High Rollers as well, I would say. Those are the ones that I think of when I think like D&D on the online platform. Are you guys talking about the D&D policy change? Hey, Voices, you're back. Yeah, I'm not really clued up on it, but like, I don't know. Maybe I have like maybe I have a hot take on it. Maybe that's maybe I'm on like the wrong side of history here. I don't know, but so far, don't really disagree with what they're doing. I started Stranger Things because of D&D. Maybe that's more the case. Maybe people started watching Stranger Things because of D&D more than they started D&D because of Stranger Things. Like I say, I personally don't know anybody that started playing D&D because of Stranger Things. I need to burp. A glorious belch. Pathfinder 2nd edition for the win. Yeah, I haven't tried 2nd edition yet. Again, I haven't really been interested in playing tabletop games lately. But I do think I'm going to try at least looking at the rule set for 2nd edition at some point. Long story short, all videos you ever made or will make about D&D, even map-making ones, are the intellectual property of Wizard of the Coast. Yeah, but even if that's the case, don't have to report the income until over $50,000, right? $50,000. And you don't have to pay any royalties until you reach excess of $750,000. In addition, if your income from such videos is above a certain threshold, they get a high cut out of it. Yeah, well, anything in excess of $750,000. That's a lot of money. So yeah, I don't really disagree with what they're doing. As long as the facts that I've seen are factual and true. You know, if you earn over $50,000 from D&D content, then you have to report it. Okay, seems fair enough. That's a big chunk of money to make just from D&D content. If you earn above $750,000, then anything you can earn up to $750,000, and then anything after that, they take a cut from it. Okay, that's a lot of money to make anyway. So you know, they do. I think it's 30%. Okay, so 30% of anything above 750,000. So you're 750,000. It's in the pot. It's safe. It's not getting touched. Anything above that, they're going to take a 30% cut off. Okay. I mean, that's like 10% more than emergency tax code in the UK. I think emergency tax code in the UK is roughly 20%. So let's say, for instance, when I started my my job, like however long ago that was now, when I started this job, they didn't know what tax code to put me in to start with. So I was put into emergency tax code, which means you pay like probably like twice as much. As opposed to like the roughly 10% that I think I'm on now, it would be 20%. So it's 10% more than that. Okay, that's like a fair amount, especially if it's like, but at the end of the day, it's only 30% of what's over 750. So let's say you earn $751,000, 30% of the 1,000. They will be able to issue copyright strikes on any D&D video, but can't they do that already? Like realistically, can't they do that? As for copyright strikes, what implication does that actually have though? Because it's in their vested interests to have content out there and have creators making content. I think people are like catastrophizing it and making it seem as though like I might like have my videos taken down for no good reason. Well, I don't feel like there's going to be no good reason for them being taken down. You know, like I don't think they're just going to issue copyright strikes for like the sake of it. Like, oh boy, here's this creator that's got a big fan base, and like, you know, they've directed their fan base towards our game. Let's give them a copyright strike. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's, I think they can claim the ad revenue. They will be able to above, like, after that profit threshold. They can't do that now, as the open license gives free reign to do whatever you want, as long as you don't sell their products as you own. What about DM's Guild? How does that work? That's something that I've not looked into before. Do you have to pay a cut for content on DM's Guild? Or is that something that will only start happening now? But yeah, as for the copyright strike thing, they're not going to issue copyright strikes for no reason. You know? Like, if you're in some way tarnishing the D&D product, or you're just doing really things that shouldn't really be, perhaps things that could, like I say, tarnish the product, or things that are distasteful, then yeah, okay, fair enough. Critical Role have printed 3 books about the Exandria setting. With the new license agreement, Critical Role would not have the rights on their books anymore, as they are automatically property of Wizards of the Coast. Oh, it's 25%. So automatically they lose the license. Rights. I don't see how that's possible, because it's like I don't see how they would get the full rights to it, because it's original content set within the world of D&D, or not even the world of D&D, but within the game of D&D. You own the new and original content you create. You agree to give us a non-exclusive, perpetual, irrevocable, worldwide, sub-licensable, royalty-free license to use that content for any purpose. So the person owns it, but Wizards of the Coast can also do what they like with it. Yeah, so that doesn't seem to be the case at all. I mean, I get that that's going to be a terrifying thing to creators. It's like, oh boy, I can make stuff, but they can just do whatever they want with it. I feel like the implication of that would be that potentially people that aren't making money, like let's say you make a homebrew class, for instance. I feel like they could then, and let's say it's not a paid class, like it's not on DM's Guild or anything like that. I feel like that would mean they could then take it and put it into a book and sell it. You know what I mean? Bottom line is that people started to move towards other systems. What, like, like content creators have done that? Because like that's what it said there. It was saying that like content creators are moving to other systems. I don't think they will. Or at least not like, at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be the catastrophe that people are talking about. And I also don't think that this is going to be the final version of the license. I think it's been leaked for a reason. The cynic in me would say that the license has been deliberately leaked to figure out what people actually would think of these changes and garner some sort of example of how people would react to it. D&D will die very fast if they move forward with this version of the license. I don't know about that. I think it would definitely damage them, but I don't think it's not going to die. It's a little hypocritical to complain that Wizards of the Coast might make money from homemade content if it's been the other way around forever. Yeah, I mean, for long enough, creators have had the choice of whether or not they want to make money on their content. So there is that. Like small time creators that make homebrew content just for fun. That's, fair enough that they might be a little bit angry that someone else is making money off of something they've done, even though they're not making money. But as for the folks that have been selling content that is within the D&D game setting for years now, I mean, I feel like that's kind of fair, right? I think, It's like the situation with like streaming video games and things like that. Like if I played a video game, put it this way, if I played a video game and the whole way through my playthrough, I complained about the video game and I bitched about the company that made the video game and I just shit on anyone that had anything to do with the video game or the video game itself, then I don't think I could really complain if the company turned around and were like, Yeah, we're issuing a copyright strike, and because this is like incredibly inflammatory and basically just hating on our game and our company. I feel like that's like a real. I don't know if that can happen, but like that feels like it's like okay. I feel like I couldn't be angry about that. You know what I mean? Fair use, I suppose so. I mean, that's what the law states now, right? Alienating their fans for money. This is the second company I've seen doing something like this. Yeah, Games Workshop's supposed to be like really terrible for it, isn't it? You can review. Yeah, but is there not a difference between the context of reviewing a game and the context of like making a playthrough? Does it not differ? Because I feel like legally it differs, you know? Like a review is set out with a specific intention, you know, it has the intention of reviewing the game, whereas if you just play a game on stream and shit on it the whole way through, it's probably like different, right? In the eyes of the law. Or maybe not. Maybe it's like not different at all. In my mind, one should never review a game without fully playing through it. 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. You should play the full game, and even if you don't enjoy the game, I think you should play the full game. I really don't like seeing reviews where the person's like, I played 2 hours of it and then I stopped playing. This game is terrible. It's like, well, how do you know that you didn't like? How did you know? Do you know that you didn't play? Like, if you played through the full game, you would love it. You know. Take Wrath for example. The later chapters have more bugs than the first two. Oh yeah, definitely. Wizards of the Coast also cancelled 5 video games. Yeah, which ones were those hacks? I heard about that. But after what was the fucking that last one that they brought out? Was it Dark Alliance? Was that it? I don't think it was Dark Alliance. I think it was something else. Let me check. No. Oh yeah, no. Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. The one that has Drizzt in it as a playable character. The newish one. I think it was brought out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago tops. But yeah, I thought that game looked like it just sucked. I had no interest in playing that game. But yeah, if they cancelled video games like that, then I'm not too bothered. But like Baldur's Gate 3 is still coming, so I feel like, you know, maybe it's the case that they saw what those video games were going to be like, and they were like, we cannot release any more bad games. They copyright strike any Warhammer animation content to the point the legendary series called If the Emperor Has a Text-to-Speech Device stopped out of fear. Oh, okay. So they basically had had a monopoly over all of the content online, and were able to force people to stop. Long story short, Paizo for the win. Yeah, like I say, I'm interested to try out 2nd edition Pathfinder. It's just, you know, it's just a laziness thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think in general people will always do what's easiest for them. And for me, it's like the path of least resistance, at least when it comes to like hobbies and things that we do for fun. It's like, oh, I could go out and buy all the, you know, the books for 2nd edition or whatever, and learn the rule set, or I could just keep playing 5th edition. You know what I mean? I always found it a bit weird that people can stream a full game on YouTube and it's fine. How many people never bothered buying a game because they just watched the playthrough? I don't know. Like, even when I watch playthroughs, I'm one of those people that still likes to play the game. I want to feel it for myself, you know. People are just weirdly anti-capitalist for the sake of it sometimes. Yeah, I get that. I think it's cool to hate capitalism. I think like that's the general consensus across most of the most capitalist nations in the world. It's weird that, isn't it? The most capitalist nations in the world, there's like this. It's kind of became cool to be anti-capitalist. Thank God that Paizo launched Pathfinder 2nd edition before this dumpster fire with the license appeared. Pathfinder 2nd edition is different enough from D&D 5th edition that can be considered a unique system. At the same time, though, if that's what it was going to be like before the dumpster fire, I wonder what it would have been like afterwards. I'm curious about that. How much would be different, you know? Do you think they'd have went to extra lengths to make it a unique system, or to make it be considered unique? I realize I'm really not playing Pillars at this point. I'll play a little bit of it at some point. But we're having a good conversation, so like let's stick to it. Beamdog Studios pitched a script for Baldur's Gate 3 to Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast were like, lol, no. Baldur's Gate story is done. And then they gave it to Larian. Feel like everyone should have to go live in North Korea for a week. Being different from the major crowd is the new cool thing, apparently. Yeah. What is it? Like, not being a sheep? I don't know. Personally, I think that, like, just, like, be honest to yourself. Don't do something for the sake of how it looks. Like, for fuck's sake, that's the most pathetic thing people do. I have this opinion because these people that I look up to have this opinion. And also, it's an opinion that not everybody else has. I'm so unique. Like, fuck off. Grow up. You have a point, but only in part. From a game creator's point of view, sure, there will be people that will not buy the game because they're watching the streams, but also they could, yeah, exactly, yeah. There could be a surge in sales just because of streamers, and like, oh yeah, Among Us, that's a good example, actually. Among Us was out in like 2016, wasn't it? Or was it 2018? But then it only really picked up popularity once streamers started playing it, and then everybody started playing it. Being based is fine. Streaming can be great advertising, but the dev has absolutely no say in it. They haven't agreed to it. Oh, so you mean in the case that, like, it could be great advertising, but at the same time, a streamer could very well just play the game and shit on it the whole way through and actually deter people from playing it. Again, it's like luck of the draw, isn't it? Like, you know, everyone's going to have a different opinion. Different to a story-based game where there's no need to replay it once you've watched a playthrough. I don't know. I mean, like, Pathfinder's story-based. Like, most RPGs are story-based, but I've replayed RPGs more than I've replayed any other genre, I think. I think that's fair. Probably true. The only unbased opinion I have is that people who don't like rice can go to hell unless they have a medical condition. Okay, listen. If you show me your medical records, I will understand. But if you just don't like rice, you can go to hell. Let me go ahead. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sit and watch Asmon. As much as I enjoy some of his content, I just do not want to listen to Asmon's uninformed opinions. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of going through a stretch lately. I think it's because I watched a fair bit of Asmon content like a month or two ago. But I'm going through a bit of a stretch lately where I just feel like everything I hear come out of Asmon's mouth the majority of the time is either just what people want to hear, or it's either just what people want to hear, or it's deliberately inflammatory, or it's just like, yeah. Is that real cola? It is Voices. It's real cola. I drank real cola last stream as well. I showed it off. I made a point of showing off. I just mean devs should decide what happens to their content, whether they are happy to let people play it or not. Oh, you like play it on stream? Yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of. Oh boy, I bet that would make a fucking humongous argument online. What kind of rice? Any rice except black rice? Like what basically happens with music now? You can enforce your copyright viciously or just not care? Well, generally speaking, it's not really up to the creator of music. If you're on a label or if you have some sort of licensing agreement, it's like 99% of the time it's going to be the company that comes after you and not the actual creator. You can't do that. In a free society, free speech is guaranteed. You can't have it both ways. Burnt rice is yummers. Kessler drinks sugar? No, it's sugar-free, which is actually kind of a bummer. Because I prefer sugar. I prefer sugar and shit than like, what's it called? Corn syrup. And aspartame and things like that. Because the problem with something like aspartame is it makes your brain and your body think that you've just had a sugar intake, so your body reacts to the sugar intake and does, all the shit that it would do if there was sugar in your system. But there's no sugar in your system. And I feel like that can't be healthy, If you have a shitty product, then it's on the creator, not on the people review bombing the results. As long as you like rice hacks, you won't receive a flaming mace. Jesus Christ, Nicaea, fucking hell. What a statement. How does free speech give you entitlement to other people's content? Yeah, I think the wires have got crossed in that conversation there, guys. I think that, like, Selby, I think you mean one thing, and I think Voices, you mean another thing. I think Voices is talking about the idea of, like, if a company were to turn around and say, you can't stream this because you're just shitting on my game, which is the point I was making. Or should I say, I wasn't saying that should be the case, but I was talking about that. Whereas I think Selby's talking about something different. It's not about reviews. You can make a review without even showing the game on the screen if you wanted. I think Selby is more discussing the idea of, like, if a video game creator wanted nobody to play their game online, like, and stream it or whatever. You know, let's say the next Pathfinder game comes out and Owlcat were to say, okay, you can't stream this and you can't put videos on YouTube. We don't want that. We don't want content out there. Then that's not shutting down free speech, because people could still go to Reddit and talk about it and leave reviews. It's just them saying, we do not give you permission to stream or produce content of our game, which I suppose is comparable to what Nintendo did for a long time, right? So it's not eliminating free speech. It would be eliminating free speech if they were to turn around and say, you cannot leave bad reviews for our game. Like, of course it would be. But that's not what we're talking about, I don't think, right? Free speech gives me the right to say anything I want about a product within moral limits. Oh yeah, of course it does. But again, we're not talking about reviews, right? It's called sugar free, but sugar isn't free. Why did that sound so sad inside my head? It's called sugar free, but sugar isn't free. Aspartame is banned in the US, I believe. Yeah, they just use corn syrup instead, right? Like, I'm probably not going to play most RPGs that Cass plays because I've already watched a whole playthrough. Yeah, and with the case of Pathfinder, you might end up having to watch more than one playthrough. If a studio wants to do that, then they can do that very easily. They just add copyrighted music to the game that can't be turned down. That's a good point, actually. Is there an example of that out there? Because, like, the ones that come to mind are just like Grand Theft Auto with their radio stations, but those can be turned down or muted. And I'm fairly certain the PC copies of the games, or the PC copy of the most recent game, you can actually put on, like, streamer mode or something like that, where it, like, gets rid of the copyrighted music. I'm the opposite. I like spoilers. It makes my playthrough easier. I think with me, it's kind of like a mixed bag. It depends on the game, you know? If it's a game that's been out for years and I'm only really playing it so that I can experience it, then I'm probably not too bothered about spoilers. But if it's like a new game, you know, out within the past, like, year or two, and I'm playing it to get, like, the raw reaction to it, or I'm streaming it, for instance, then I probably, you know, I really do not want spoilers. Oh, there was a game Angry Joe reviewed and streamed, and it got flagged, but I don't remember the name. Was that one of the Battlefield games? I feel like I remember that happening, like, maybe like a year ago. Same thing with movies. I want the spoilers. Copyrighted music can be a double-edged sword, though. You can't buy Alpha Protocol anymore due to a music issue. Fuck. I know the whole plot for Avengers Endgame by having my friends spoil it to me. And I see it. Have you watched it yourself? Like, did you watch it yourself, or did you just, like, have you just heard it, like, secondhand from your friends? Because if you haven't, I want you to watch it. I want you to watch it and let me know what you thought. Because I feel like we have had a conversation about Endgame before, though. I think it was a Battlefield game, or COD, or something similar. I think it was probably the most recent Battlefield game, because I remember watching some clips from either a stream or a video that he did, and he was shitting on it, and rightly so, because it was really, really bad at launch. I have, but I know the plot from friends. Oh, you knew it before watching it. I see. In Endgame, Daddy dies. No, Daddy, no, Yamati Kudasai. That's the version we all need, right? The Passage of the Six. Where was the Anam Faf? It probably says in the quest log, right? it would be great if it was all just like in English and therefore, you know, instead of Anam Faf, it was just like the chieftain or the leader of the community, and I would just be like, the leader of the community, I know what they are, but honestly, I don't know who the leader of the community is or who the Anam Faf is. Speaking of Marvel, Hawkeye fell off his. No, he wasn't. He didn't fall off his bike. Was he knocked off his bike, or was he hit by a motorcyclist, or was he on his motorcycle and hit by a car, or was he just hit by a car? He might have just been hit by a car. But yeah, he did have a pretty serious accident. I think he's doing okay though now, right? RDJ. Robert Downey Jr. That's a guy that seems pretty cool. Robert Downey Jr. Seems pretty down to earth. I think it's probably because he spent so long being like a dishwasher / waiter in you know, in restaurants. Probably why he's down to earth. He was humbled by that. Iron Daddy and indeed, Saj. Iron Daddy, I don't like that. Gravy Daddy and Iron Daddy. Ooh. I read Snowmobile. Oh, Snowmobile accident? Really? Crushed by shit. I don't know why I'm thinking like it was a motorcycle accident. Serious chest injuries. Lucky to be alive. He's doing all right now though, right? I thought he was kind of on the mend. His sister, I think, posted some sort of message that he was like doing okay. We'll try Elms Reach next. I can't remember what the fuck they are. The Anam Faf can't be the two like Sylvan guardians of the trees, right? I think the Anam Faf are like actual people. Oh, it's the fucking Spirit Council, isn't it? That's who it is. It's the fucking Spirit Council. Fuck. I think that's who it is anyways. If I'm remembering right. Do you remember the part in Lord of the Rings where Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli were searching for the hobbits and they come across a battlefield? Yes. Voices, that is the single most, like, that fact, I've seen it so many times. I don't know about you guys. Like, have you, I see it online all the time. I think it's one of those, like, trivia things that has just, like, and I feel like it's only over the past few years. I knew about it before that, but then I think over the past few years, people have like really jumped on that on like trivia about like the Lord of the Rings movies. Like there's also the other one where it's like oh my god, was it Christopher Lee? I believe it was Christopher Lee. In which case the trivia about Christopher Lee where he's like, oh no, that's not how a man would react to being stabbed in the back. I was a super spy boy in World War II, and so I know what noise a man makes when he's stabbed in the back. Lord of the Rings is not so big in Romania. Only nerds know about it. Oh, really? In the UK, I would say that like you don't need to be considered nerdy to really love Lord of the Rings. Like a lot of people like Lord of the Rings, but then again, I think that's because at the end of the day, Lord of the Rings was specifically written with the idea of giving Britain and the UK some actually decent mythology, you know, because England kind of lacks in that department, I think.
Right, fetching feathers, lass.
Repeat, please, in Adiran. And stand closer so I can grab your neck if you said what I think you did.
Okay, a little bit of attention
That was
now.
Isilmir. She likes your feathers.
Thanks,
Same
but
with
I'm
Harry
not
Potter.
interested, Isilmir.
Oh, what? Harry Potter isn't popular in Romania or either? Yeah, I was never really like I never got sucked into Harry Potter. Like I've seen all the movies at one point or another, and I think I've read like 3 of the books when I was younger. But it just never did anything for me, you know? Like I understand it's a really great series and people have a lot of love for it. But it just didn't do anything for me. The stuff I read when I was growing up, or when I was at least younger, was very different. HP sauce. Oh, I fucking love HP sauce too, hacks. I made myself a little sausage sarnie this morning. I'm trying to eat more, like, on my days off because I am I think I need it. I think my body needs more energy. But I made myself a sausage sarnie this morning, and oh my god, covered it in HP sauce. It was so fucking good. Yeah, I don't get Harry Potter at all. Yeah, I never, like I say, I never got pulled into it. It's one of those things that I just don't get. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, I'm still considering playing the video game that's coming out. You know, HP sauce in coffee is a thing. Hang on a gosh darn minute here. HP sauce in coffee. Getting saucy with brown sauce in coffee. Putting weird things in coffee.com. I'm going to skip that one and go straight to Reddit where it says brown sauce in coffee ? Casual UK Reddit. Saw a guy ask for it in Greg's this morning. Ooh, a one-off, or am I out of the loop? You kids and your street slang. He was asking for a bit of heroin mixed in. It's a Greg's special item. My God. And the response to that is, are you Scottish? I think this is a real thing, guys. Oh, it comes from a movie?
Scummy fucker.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't play that on stream. Boy, oh boy. The main character is a bit hairy and likes to play a lot with his wand. Oh, a bit hairy and likes to play a lot with his wand. Wait, are you saying Hagrid's the main character now? Wow, here I thought gravy laced coffee was weird, but not apparently. Yeah, it makes gravy laced coffee seem totally normal. I'm a purist. I like my coffee black. Yeah, I used to take my coffee black as well. I can't anymore. Stomach injuries have meant that I can't really drink black coffee anymore, which is a real shame. I think it's the best way to take it. It's the most easiest way to take it. You know, if you ever go to like visit a friend or like you're in a new environment and somebody says, "Hey, do you want a cuppa? You want a cup of coffee?" Yes, please. Okay, how do you take it? Just black. Boom. Done. You have a cup of coffee on the way. Here we go. Right, so the Anam Faff, I thought they were inside there, but apparently not. Oh, they are in the Half-Song District because I had to go to the Half-Song District to unlock the other districts by talking to the Anam Faff, who I believe are in the big hall. Never mind, I fucked up. What a surprise. Nicaea says, I am anti-coffee. It makes my stomach die. Just like black coffee does for my stomach now. It does make you need to poop, apparently. I can't say that Wait. I've been drinking more tea than coffee lately. Have I noticed a difference in my poop schedule? I don't think so. Maybe I am pooping less. Maybe cutting down on my caffeine intake has resulted in me not needing to poop as much. I'll keep track and I'll get back to you guys on that. But as of right now, I don't think it has. Don't think so. What about a difference in your poop's consistency? I might need to think about that one. I can't remember what my last poop was like. I'm going to go ahead and say no. Or, no, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say NA. You know, not applicable. Because some of the food that I've eaten this week has definitely upset my stomach. So I don't think that I can... I don't think I can fairly answer that without having some sort of bias from the food that I've eaten. You should have a poop journal. That takes effort though, Voices. And you know me, I'm like a low effort kind of guy. You heard about the guy who was constipated for like 20... Oh yeah! Didn't he have like internal hemorrhaging from the amount of shit in his system? Like, I think he was on the verge of death, right? You could also put some samples in jars and sell them over the internet. Okay. Voices, that was the step too far. We were like on the verge, and then you talking about me selling my shit on the internet. That's like, that was like the leap off of the cliff, you know? No way. He must have died a few times. Yeah, but everyone knows that poop reanimates dead bodies, right? That's how he kept coming back. Constipated, what does that mean? Constipated, Nicaea, is when you need to poop, but you can't poop. That's constipation. It's the opposite of diarrhea.
I don't know if I should go through with this. Make the trade deal with the Anamenfath.
Anamenfath? I thought it was Anamenfath. Either way, we're definitely in the right place because she's saying that. Fermented poop in jars is a drug used in some countries. Oh, boy. Wow. Wow. What countries? I'm still waiting for my delivery of bathwater. When did I agree to that? When did I say that I would sell bathwater? You could label it Kess's dark sauce. It would be Kess sauce, wouldn't it? Instead of HP sauce, KP sauce. Ooh, I feel pain. I do. Everyone's been there, Nicaea. Everyone's been there. I'm pretty sure we got a clip of it. I paid a deposit. Let's delve no deeper into that. Interesting fact. Let's never bring it up ever again. Oh, no, not Kess's black gravy. No. Continuing swiftly onwards.
If a deal with the Glanfadens weakens the Yenwood, it could mean war for the Republics in the future.
What other option do you have?
I could put the idea in the Anamenfath's head that the Republics are not interested in exclusive trade, but limited trade of goods that they do not already trade with the Yenwoodens.
I don't want the Yenwood to suffer, so I'm going to be really biased and probably say either one or two. It's the right thing to do. The Yenwoodens are at the mercy of the Republics, and they don't even know it. Your actions today can prevent further suffering. Boom! Yes, that's a beautiful... Yes. She nods her head resolutely. We've just decided the future of the Yenwood, guys. One of my companions, a representative of the Valian Republics, wishes to discuss a trade issue with you. The Orlan turns her gaze towards Palagina. Yes, the Valian godlike, blessed of Hylia. So they say. And diplomat of the Duke's Bells, I understand. What the hell's bells? The hell's bells? Bells hells? Bells hells? I understand you were to be sent here with trade assurances from your masters. Masters? Is that how it works? Revered Anamenfath, it is true that I was chosen to convey these assurances, but understand that I was fashioned more for war than etiquette. The Orlan smirked slightly. In these dangerous times, perhaps it is better to send warriors to do diplomats' work. Palagina musters a weak smile. Indeed, Anamenfath, regarding the exclusive trade agreement, her voice quavers slightly and her golden eyes dart in your direction. Nod head, smiling warmly. Oh, yeah. Palagina steels herself. I mean, after a look like that, you're gonna steal yourself, aren't you? The Republics feel it would be... Oh, you know what I need to do? Let's go ahead and... Boom. Let's get this back. The Republics feel it would be in the best long-term interests of all parties if you maintained your traditional goods trades with the Yenwood. So, Cass, how do you like your new furry companion? Do we mean Haravius? He looks kind of animal-like. Duck's bells. Is Palagina the new Aru? Definitely not. Nobody's replacing Aru. Let's replay Pathfinder and it'll just be the Aru playthrough. Feathered? Furry? Same thing. Oh, Palagina? Oh, right. I mean, she's alright. I think her heart's in the right place, it seems. You hate me? Why do you hate me? Pallegina speaks quickly but confidently. Oh, I wish I could speak confidently, but with the pronunciation of this, geez. I'm going to say the A with the sign above is like an I. So, Tiondra Tara Pearls. Trade will be picking up quickly on them in the Eastern Reach. You'll buy them exclusively from us for the next 5 years. In exchange, we'll be your exclusive market for Ardraban and Karogolan for the same period. Okay. The Enamin Faf considers Pallegina's words for several long moments. An interesting proposition, Valiant. We will send emissaries south to discuss the details at greater length. Your appearance here speaks well of your Duke's intentions. She bows deeply. Revered Enamin Faf.
That's it. My position in the Brotherhood gone. I can't believe I just made up new trade terms to the Glanfath and Anamenfath. Postenag.
Pallegina, you did the right thing for the Republics. Even if the Dukes can't see it from their vantage, you can deal with their disapproval later.
Verus. They have a saying in Biagepe. New gold clears even the oldest dates. If I'm right, all will be forgiven. If not, there's nothing I can do about it now.
How did she pronounce that? Verus, they have a saying in bagpipe? Right. Hacks, no! No! Don't turn to the dark side! Filthy minds at play. This music reminds me of The Maze. It actually reminds me of... I think it plays during the... Which act was it in The Abyss? During the act in The Abyss. Stop teasing and just open off and play. No. No. Got to treat 'em mean to keep 'em keen, and I treat chat mean by not playing Pathfinder. Speaking of Animal Companion, if any of you guys ever got transferred into a D&D-like world and have an option to get an Animal Companion, what would you pick? Note, you can't pick dragons, krakens, or any creature that has the caliber to destroy a town. It depends. Like, if this is me as an individual, then that's going to be different to my answer that I might pick for a character. Like, it might be quite cool to have, like, a raven companion, but that would probably be based around the character. But me? Me? What companion would I have? Could I have, could my animal companion be an animated body pillow? Could that be my animal companion? Succubus for research purposes? Gee whiz. That would be some short-lived research, wouldn't it? I feel like you'd die afterwards. Voices, as much as I would agree with you, I said animal. I would have an anime cat girl as my pet. Oh boy. Right, so that's all we needed Pallegina for. What else do we have to do? I mean, we could keep her in the party just for the divine favor quests. Or treat her like... Moving swiftly on, I'm going to ignore that chat message. So... Show me a vision of a stalled fight between... Oh yeah, that's for the divine favor. This is to do with grieving mother. Oh, that's a good point, actually. It's in between... I remember her saying... This was off stream, but she said something about her... The birthing bell, which is a thing that well, I'm not going to go into it. But basically, where grieving mother's story began... basically in the border between... It must be Elmshore. But then again, it might not actually be a visible... oh, could it be the Temple of Hylia? Oh, I don't know. I honestly thought when you said short, I thought you were saying voices can't... Jesus Christ. Is Blink Dog allowed? Oh, Blink Dog would be a good one. Voices would take a succubus or a Blink Dog. Kess would take an animated body pillow. And Hax, based cat person. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I would take an animated body pillow, and it would just have me on the body pillow because I'm so self-loving. Oh, jeez. I don't actually know if we can visit the place that was mentioned. I'm guessing not. I do think we should maybe get this out of the way. Raise the army and go fuck up Lord Douchebag. Remember him? Ooh, what's going on here? Place of Great Silence? Ding ding dong. Ooh. Do it, Kanar. Do it. Right, so we need to go to Cadnua. Let's do that. Let's get over there and see what's happening. Happening? It's probably not going to catch on, right?
This place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
I like the voice actress that plays Gravy Mother. I like her voice. She's got a nice voice. Let me look up who it actually is. I feel like I recognize it from somewhere, but maybe not. Maybe it's just other NPCs in the game. Pillars of Eternity. Grieving Mother. Does it not have, like, who the voice actress is? Tara Platt. Who's Tara Platt? The thought of Kess thinking about how much I last in bed is yes, it definitely... Yes. Yes. Disturbing indeed. I personally would take a direwolf. Like, ooh, direwolf or a cave bear? Any particular type of cave bear, Nicaea? Like any cave bear in particular? It wouldn't be the cave bear from the start of the Pillars of Eternity game, would it? Tara Platt. Where do I recognize you from? So she's in Dragonflight. Dota Dragon's Blood. Fire Emblem Warriors Free Hopes. I don't feel like I recognize her from any of these because I've not played most of them. Black Ops Cold War. Call of Duty. I've played that. But I don't recognize it from there, I don't think, because it's unnamed. Good God. Where do I know this woman's voice from? She's been in a shitload of stuff, but a lot of it is just uncredited, like, characters. Or uncredited, or, like unnamed characters. That's the word I'm looking for. Pillars of Eternity, The White March. Yeah, of course. Oh, she did do NPC voices, so maybe I've just heard her voice while playing the game so far. I feel like if the pet is a strong one, I would rely too much on it and become complacent. Yeah, like, go pet, go eliminate my foes while I watch TV. It's the type that my party encounter and decided to poke it. We TPK after 5 turns. Lasted longer than me then. I would have chosen a winged pet, but DMs tend to kill them while scouting really often. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like punishing players for choices that they've made that end up being smart. Like if my encounter isn't prepared to be dangerous for non-winged pets or non-winged companions, should I say, then it's not going to be deliberately hazardous for winged companions. Minor resolve. Let's do it. So maybe like birds or even a griffin. A griffin? Could you have a griffin as a companion? I suppose so, right? But it would be like a mount. Oh shit. Oh, holy fucking shit. I didn't expect this. Rawata? Oh no, that's my guy. I thought that was like a Rawatai line breaker with some drakes. That's a weird combination. Let's go ahead and get one of them on our side. Potentially interdiction. Flames of devotion on that one. Oh, no, don't want to hit that. I'm going to try and bring that to our side. That one. Boy, oh boy. People are getting really hurt. Well, my paid lackeys are getting really hurt. I think we're actually doing okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and you need to come down here. You need to heal up our allies. There we go. Much better. We might have actually lost one of our paid lackeys. Our little curly boys. Pathfinder music makes me want to play it. I feel like an owl or a raven would be nice. Depends on the character also. Yeah, I like the idea of a raven. Raven's pretty cool. I usually pick lizards if general won't allow direwolves or cave bears. I suppose it depends on the campaign setting as well. You could tie it into the campaign setting. I didn't know Drake was in the game! It is indeed. Although...
I must say,
wasn't it a Drake
I'm
that we... Wasn't it a Drake that we encountered in the Endless Paths? I think. Either that or it was like the level down from the Drake. I had a ranger-like character and got an eagle in the first session. I've sent it scouting and the DM killed it. 8 sessions later, I still haven't summoned it back. As I did not have the material. That seems dumb as fuck. I mean, maybe the DM had a reason for it, or maybe it was just like the look of the rule, you know? But like, I don't know. I don't like punishing players for making choices that revolve around who their character is and like, you know, like character creation choices, shall we say. I don't like punishing, you know, like a character for a specific thing that they have chosen, because I feel like that's metagaming, you know? Oh, this was Pathfinder 2nd edition. Later on, I managed to get it back and crafted a custom plate armor for it. The DM killed it again, and I just respec'd into something else. I don't blame you. It was such a good bird. I had talked to animals, and we were both servants of Ioma Day. That's cool. That's very cool. Why does it sound like loads of people are yelling somewhere? Maybe not. Maybe not. I have not played with a played a character with a pet ever again. Yeah, it sounds like you had a bad experience with like a DM in that scenario. Hopefully that doesn't like put you off ever playing with a pet again, or like a companion again. But like I say, I think DMs need to. DMs should reward the choices you make when you're making a character and not punish you for having an advantage as a result of something. Within reason, obviously. Within reason. Right. Let's see if we can do this. It's time, Marshal. Assemble the army and march to Yenwood Field. Excellent. Morale is high and the troops are eager to follow you to glory. Are you certain you wish to march? Yes. Morale is high. Give the order. Duh. As you command, I'll march the army to Yenwood Field. Will you be accompanying us? You know what? Yeah, let's fucking do it. I don't know where that is. Pets can be fun gameplay and roleplay. Yeah, they can, especially like Voices is saying, with talk to animals. Although I feel like there are some animal companions that you automatically get the oh no, that's through like wizard familiar. That's like a familiar that you have a telepathic bond with. So never mind. But either way, having speak with animals, very cool. As you crest a small hill overlooking Yenwood field, Lord Gathbin's army is a flurry of activity scurrying to and fro. Even from this distance, you can hear the drums of war beating their steady cadence designed to intimidate their foes while organizing the rank and file into battle formations. Marshal Thorwin approaches. You've arrived just in time. Lord Gathbin's forces are beginning to move. An attack is imminent. Let's inspect our forces. Now I play a male Tengu witch character, which with Tengu Puppet as a pet. I talk to it and I only hear her voice. Yes, it's a she. Story-wise, the puppet has the soul of his dead wife in it. Oh, I think you told me about this voices, actually. I play the character very creepy and mischievous, and the DM hasn't dared to fuck with my pet. Yeah, I think I remember you telling me about this. Was there some sort of, like, herbalism involved with that character? Or, like, their wife? I feel like I remember talking about this like ages ago. Local militia constitutes the majority of the army, but veteran soldiers have organized the ranks and walk amongst the young, unseasoned warriors offering advice or the occasional joke. They cheer, striking sword to shield as you pass in thunderous approval of their lord. I'm a fucking big deal, apparently. Apparently so. Apparently I'm a big fucking deal and my army love me. They're all like, yes, the boys. I just punched my headphones. Yes, the boys. We're going for pints after this. Yeah, you bet we are. We're going for so much fucking pintage. It's going to be amazing. Among the troops, a small group of warriors shine brighter than the others. Crucible Knights, standing tall in gleaming plate armor and armed with spear and shield. Guys, dirty up your armor a little bit. You're making us look bad, okay? They stand at attention, spear centered as you pass. Any idea what Gathbin is planning? Marshal Thorwin strokes his chin. His ultimate objective is to face you in battle and to be seen defeating you. I doubt he is foolish enough to challenge you to single combat, of course. Okay, well. Here we go. I shared the origin. Oh, that's probably why I remember it then. I must have read through it on... I think actually, did I not read through it on stream? Possibly. I definitely remember a story about this. Did you say chia or chia? I don't know, okay? I could have said either or. I definitely said chia, like the first one, but it might have sounded like chia. Because dumb accent, as we've established. I had a similar concept, but rather than a puppet, it was a skeleton horse, and my character was the... I feel like we've spoke about that before in ICO as well. Like a long time ago. Possibly. Sound the horn, Marshal Thorwin. It's time to finish this. Marshal Thorwin begins barking orders and your troops quickly form up. Gathbin's army follows suit as a deer and war drums echo across the field. Within a few moments, the Marshal raises a brass horn in the visage of a mighty boar to his lips. He looks at you expectantly. Fuck. I need to give them a good speech. I need to give them a good speech, guys. Bit random, but your hair looks good, Kess. Thanks, Axe. I had a haircut like 2 weeks ago, I think. Probably before the last stream. Yeah, it would have definitely been before the last stream. So it's probably at the point now where like it's started to grow back out, so it looks a bit more natural. Because I always find that when you get a haircut, it looks shit, doesn't it? Like it maybe looks good, but it looks like it's not right. You know, you look like you've just had your haircut. I always think hair looks better when it's grown out a little bit, got a little bit messy. In November of 2021, good God, you have the date. That is quite a time ago. I planned that if and when my witch dies for good, the puppet gets up by itself saying, "Why did you kill my daddy?" While fixing the enemy with a blinkless gaze. Let's play a game. And the puppet would be my new character. Oh my god.
Let's play a game. Why did you kill my daddy? Why?
Something like that. For Cadnua, I mean, that's pretty simple, right? I feel like I can do better than that. Send these Adiran dogs to Baraf. I mean, we're also Adiran, aren't we? Tonight, the ravens will feast on our enemies while we drink fucking revel in glorious victory. Or I could just raise my weapon and scream. We're gonna go full scumbag mode.
Alright, lads. Tonight, the ravens will feast on our enemies while we drink, fuck, and revel in glorious victory.
Let's do it. Oh shit, there's actual sound effects. Your troops bellow across the field, pounding weapons to shield, as the marshal's horn sounds. Fuck. Dozens of bowstrings twang in unison behind you, as your archers unleash a hail of arrows at Gafbin's army. The missiles hiss through the air with deadly accuracy, felling scores of enemies. Do we need to make some, like, rolls here? Some, like, skill rolls? In a bold move, Gafbin points his sword towards your position, giving an unheard order. His infantry, shields raised, charge the field. Let's fucking do this. Is it going to be entirely like this, or am I... There's probably going to be some combat, right? Your infantry charges headlong into the enemy infantry in the center of the field. The cacophonous sound of metal on metal is nearly deafening as the two forces collide. The fighting is fierce and the screams of the dying numerous. Led by veteran warriors rallied to your cause, the troops fight valiantly and appear to be holding their ground. The battle thus far appears to be a stalemate. Then, a group of Adiran battle mages emerges from behind the enemy lines. They begin weaving their hands in unison with practiced precision. Suddenly, waves of arcane fire erupt among your troops. The acrid smell of smoke and burning flesh is nearly overwhelming. From the left flank, a unit of Rawatai berserkers clad in plate armor and wielding greatswords begin to collapse the left side of the line. The ground is thick with the dead as they press their advantage. Meanwhile, fuck me, we are so outnumbered. Bleakwater paladins dressed in dark armor and carrying sword and shield stride back and forth behind Gafbin's lines, rallying his warriors and exhorting them to fight harder. As the battle rages, Marshal Forwin looks to you for orders. Study the battlefield. Your troops fight bravely and your lines are holding for the moment. Gafbin's army is slowly pushing you back and casualties are mounting. Defeat is likely. We need to get rid of those fucking battle mages. We need to deal with the battle mages. What's your plan, Lord Kessler? Fuck. Maybe we did need more, like... Maybe we could... I thought we couldn't get any more allies, but maybe we could have. Send in the Crucible Knights. The Knights lock shields and drive forward in a wedge formation through the enemy lines. The formation allows them to penetrate the line quickly but leads to heavy losses. As they reach the battle mages, the formation falls apart. The battle mages cease their magical attack against your lines, as the remaining light knights put them to the sword. But you fear the maneuver has sealed a grisly fate for the last of the knights. The Bleakwalkers must die. Marshal Forwin shakes his head. We have no allies of it. Yeah, who else could I have... Like, how could I have gathered more allies? Everyone on me, we're fucking going in. Let's go. As the remainder of your forces charge, a horn sounds in the distance. A new contingent of warriors crests a nearby hill. As Gafbin's forces charge headlong into the fray, his other troops cheer triumphantly. Who the fuck is this? The new arrivals quickly join Gafbin's forces on the field. He has us so fucking outnumbered. As the battle rages, your forces fight valiantly, pressing ever onward. Casualties on both sides are high and victory remains elusive for either side. Kessler, Lord Gafbin, strides through the carnage. His elite Oh, it was him. Kessler! Lord Douchebag strides through the carnage, his elite guard accompanying him. We both knew it must come to this. Come now. It's time I put you down like the dog you are. Oh, fuck me. What can we do here? Here I am. Let's finish this. Salute Gafbin with your weapon. Point your weapon at Gafbin. Point at Gafbin and then make a slow... Oh, we're going to just point our weapon. We point our weapon at him. Fucking... Oh my god. Oh, shite. Fuck. We are sufficiently outnumbered. Oh, ding dang damn. What class would it be? Exactly, that would be the voice I would try to use. I love the creeped out what the fuck faces of my friends when I do stuff like this. Fuck. Well, Sagani needs to quickly level up. Sagani, what are you going to do? Okay. That's not going to get enough of them. The Blake Walkers are still there. Fuck. Yikes. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to have Itumak go for... Which side is Itumak on? Yeah, you're going to go for the left flank. You are going to do the same. You are going to go ahead and just fucking cast that. We don't have enough for Puppet Master. And we'll do that when we get a bit closer, I think. And fuck it, I wonder if I could just charge to Gaffbin and kill him. Cut the head off the snake. Oh, this could be risky, but I think we're going to do something different. I'm in danger. Oh, jeez. I think we're going to do something very risky that might not pay off. Let's make a quick hard save, if possible. Yeah. We're gonna try and cut the head off the snake. Let's go, boys! Right. Okay.
This is...
Durance, you need to go and help the boys. Get over there. Keep the line held. Do it. Come on, you glorious son of a bitch. Where's Gaffbin at? I want his fucking head. Where's he gone? Wait, did I kill him? Did I fucking kill Gaffbin? No, he's there. Okay. Here's what we're doing. Come on, just hold out a bit longer. You can do it, guys. I believe in you. I believe in you. Who's looking bad? You. Ooh, you're on... Actually, we're doing okay. I don't want to jinx us, but we're doing okay. And you know what we're going to do? Let's take that fucking battle mate. He's ours now, bitch. Boom. That's just turned the tide of the battle. He says. Oh, fuck. We're taking the back line out, and then we're going to go for the front line. I know that we're slowly getting wiped out. I realize that. Or at least the main line is. Heal that. Oh, Durance is dead. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Come on, we need to finish them off and go from behind. Yeah, come on, do it. There we go. Get the Bleak Walker. Who do I want? Who do I want? Could I just fucking Puppet Master Lord Gaffbin and have him tell them to all stand down? Could I just do that? Be way easier, right? Why are there more red circles than green? Ugh. Wait, who are you puppet mastering again? The priest? Yeah, that works. So in that case... You little bastard, you keep trying to hide from me, don't you? Come on, fight me like a man. Fight me like a man. I'm coming for you, Gaffbin. I'm coming for you. I know what song I want on. I know what song I want on. I need it. Where the fuck's it at? That's not it. But it'll do. It'll do nicely, okay? Holy fucking shit. That was beautiful. That was such a good play. Come on, just kill each other for the time being. While I figure out what the next move is. Yeah. It's taking a turn now. I am sweating. This is a loss. This is a loss. I need to figure out if we can get more allies. I feel like that's what we're missing. Oh yeah. This should be it. Can't seem to get a hit in my weapon. I also can't seem to hit these guys very much. Probably a good idea switching to tank mode, right? up a little bit. Or not. If only Gathbin brought a bear. Let's try that one more time. I do feel like we oh, you know what? I bet if we hadn't sent never mind. If you switch the bird lady with Kanar the summoner, the battle would have been easier. Yeah, but Kanar, like, I mean, I feel like everyone is shit on Kanar up until this point, and Kanar's currently away, so there's not, I don't think there's any chance of that happening. Kanar's on a little mission. Right. I wonder if I send in... Right, so if I try to get them to take out one of these groups, then we lose the Knights of the Crucible. Battle Mages are squishy. I can deal with them. The Berserkers, I don't actually think I had any problem with them. Bleak Walkers, they were kind of tanky, right? Let's try option number 3 this time. And yeah, let's send the Crucible Knights in. Yeah, okay. So they're still gone. Can't do anything about that. Okay, let's head in. Option 3. Drink, fucking revel in our victory. Right, okay. I think rather than trying to get around the back this time, we are just going to go with the original plan and just go straight frontal charge. I don't like these guys on the sides. I feel like they're trying to surround us. Save that until... Oh, I need to fucking level her up again. Oh, it's not that complicated, it's fine. Let's do that. And then Faithful Companion. Right, okay. You need better gear. That's what you need. I have not switched any of your gear out. So let's do that. Let's go with this one. Kill the priests first or mind control them? I mean, yeah, that was... We kind of thought getting rid of the battle mages last time would help more, but those fucking priests. Pretty tricksy. You know what, that's probably better actually. Do that. Right, what are you using? A greatsword? Fine greatsword. Do I have anything better than that? Exceptional. I'll do it. Fuck, she can't wear a hat? Shit. In this game, clerics are really strong. With interdiction, buffs, heals, and ranged weapons, they are the ultimate support. Oh, actually does have the little design on it. Right, I think that should be alright, right? Let's save the game there. Have you played XCOM, Cass? Yes, I have. I really enjoyed the first, well, I say the first of the new games. I enjoyed the first of the new games. I enjoyed all the DLCs for it. I played a lot of that first game. XCOM 2, I played a fair bit of, but probably not as much as the first game. I thought that the second game was really good, but it didn't suck me in as much as the first game. I'm going to call it a night, Cass. Everyone have a nice stream. See ya, Mr. Background Noise. Nice see ya. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Until next time, keep on keeping on. Stay safe. Be happy. Goodbye for now. But yeah, hopefully talk to you soon. Nice see ya. XCOM 2. You can name soldiers after Twitch chats. Yeah. I had thought about that last time I did it, which was like back pretty much when I first started streaming. Maybe like 2 months in, I decided to play some XCOM 2. Getting mods working for XCOM 2 at this point is like I didn't know how to do it at the time because they changed the launcher and that kind of messed mods up. So I stopped playing it pretty quickly. But yeah, that is something I could do in the future. We've got to convince you to do an Iron Man run. Oh, it would never happen, Hacks. It would never happen. I'm not good enough. That would be like the next Gotta Get Good series. What can I do? XCOM 2 is a pretty rounded game. I don't think any mods are a real must-have. Yeah, but I like having them, basically. It's more for the character customization than anything else. I like having the extra features to allow you to customize the characters a little bit more, make every chatter feel as though they have a unique character. Just some of those sorts of things. Right, I think we are just going to charge the line. Let's do it. We'll do that when we get closer. Right, you are where exactly? You are at the back. That's useful. Can I not change the formation of like the... Never mind. Right. That one. That one. Let's go ahead and save confusion for next. See how this goes. The music is really good. As opposed to Wrath, where I can't play without bubble buffs and toy box. Let's go, boys! Right. Let's try the... Oh, shit. Are we out of... Fuck, I think we are. Oh, no. Wrong person. There we go. There we go. Let's try... This over there. Endurance is down. Fuck.
Aye?
Was Durance wielding a ranged weapon? Yeah, he should have been. He might have been charmed at some point, and in which case it might have switched him to a melee weapon, but no, he should have been using his wand, I believe he was wielding. I think it's just that he got swarmed, and of course ganked as a result of it. Let's actually see if we can get... Which one? Can we? Nope. Never mind. There we go. Cass is awfully quiet. He's getting spanked again. I don't think I am. I think it's going like relatively okay this time. I mean, yeah, they've still got a load of archers, but it's not really going to do them much good once their main line's gone. And back line. Or should I say mid line? Mid row. Right.
I need something stronger.
There we go. That's probably a good idea. Let's go ahead. Oh shit, can't get interdiction. Okay, let's go with Shield of the Faithful. Put it on these boys. There we go. And he's indeed using his ranged weapon. Oh, he's stuck. Shit, okay. Let's try and get this Berserker out of the way. Kiss has got this time for sure. Wake up. As long as like no other reinforcements show up to help, then maybe. Just maybe. I would like to have one of these guys split off and... Which one is that? Yeah, go get the priest. want something new. Let's go ahead and... you know what? Fuck the archers. They don't seem to be doing too much. Let's just focus on Gaffbin. Am I cheating? I am not cheating. I used Reviving Exhortation, which, well, does exactly what it says. Ooh. Let me see. Famous last words. Fuck the archers. Fuck the archers. Fuck the king. Fuck the city. I don't remember this one. This must be from the Trickster soundtrack, I'm guessing. Laughing till the end. Either way, it's not what I'm. It's not what I was hoping for. So let's go ahead and go with. I'm trying to remember what the track's called. Is it this one? Maybe. Could be. Angel Path. Angel Path is best path. What? Because it's most fleshed out, most likely. Don't forget to loot the battlefield. You know, actually, no. Yeah, you guys start taking some of these guys out because they're starting to piss me off. They're just being an inconvenience. A mild nuisance. More than anything else. There we go. We did lose everyone that was with us, though, I think, besides from, like, one archer. Yikes. That Olof is a beast. I know he really is. I'm really happy with how this, like, little... I mean, I'm not even going to call it a build, because, like, there was no planning that went into it. I just kind of went with what I felt was good. But, yeah, I'm really happy with how his sort of build, so to speak, has turned out. I love having him in the party. Lord Gaffbin lies dead before you, his army scattered, bloodied and exhausted. Your remaining troops look to you, swords raised high in victory, chanting your name. Kessler, Kessler, Kessler. Yes, just the ego stroke I needed. I forgot to loot. I could not. It didn't really give me an option. It just went immediately into that. But I hopefully will get a chance to loot now. Holding the hem of his robe as he steps over several bodies, Chancellor Warren approaches you. Although his face is pale and he looks as if he will be sick at any moment, he forces a smile. Dun, dun, dun. He's a smiley boy, eh? Time to fucking drink. Yeah, I suppose so. I did promise them. Lord Kessler, while I'm grateful this dispute is finally over, it is regrettable so many lives were lost in the process. Gaffbin should have just been reasonable from the start. Thank you. Thank you. Voices. He gags involuntarily as his silk boot crushes against a severed head. In any event, as the legal arbiter of Earl Baedmar, I'm here to inform you that you've been declared a Thane of the Deerwood, and Cadnua has been recognized as your domain. It shall forever be thus, and will pass down to any descendants you may have in the future. So that makes me think that we must play as a... Maybe if we were defeated here, then game 2 would be this character, but because we're... I mean, I suppose we have to see what happens at the end of the main story, right? But I feel as though our character would have no reason to leave these lands for Deadfire. Is this the best moment to tell your your main character is sterile? I've got to be honest. I don't think that bothers me actually. If the character is, I suppose not at all. It's all good. It's all good. We're all good. We'll just make the most of this life. Of course, now that your claim has been upheld, you are expected to forward a small portion of any taxes you collect to your rightful lord, Earl Baidmar. But he didn't give me any assistance, did he? Sounds reasonable. It appears my work is done. Feel free to visit the palace if he steps in. A pile of entrails with a wet squish as he turns to leave. On second thought, I'll come and visit you. Yes, perhaps in a year or three. Lord Kessler, it's been an honour to serve you. I'll be making my way back to Gayron's Grasp. The Earl has some urgent business for me there, unfortunately. Should you ever find yourself that far north, feel free to call on me. I'd love to trade war stories with you over a cup or two. He grasps your hand briefly in a firm grip, then turns on his heel. Fuck! Forwin, you're leaving me? Shit. Oh, his swimmers have no tails. Well, time to loot. Boom. Okay, so this is all getting sold. What about this? Ooh, Gaffbin family signet. Okay. Ooh, Gauntlets of Ogrenite. Wow. Some of that sounds pretty good. Select the chest when looting. Oh, what? To send it to the stash. Well, that looks like everything. Ding dang dam. Ding dang dam. We did it. We fucked up the boy. Oh wait, there's one more to loot. It's a dog. What can we get from the dog? A tooth. Okay. That's the greatest piece of loot we've claimed on this battlefield. Everybody follow me. We're going home, I think. Maybe. So, visions of a cave at a place with multicolored pools and a rising waterfall. Searing Falls. I've already been there, I think. Like, I've explored where that is, or should I say, I've like found it on the map and then went for it to Pearlwood Bluff. Let's go ahead. Let's go there now. Let's do that now. And then I think after that we'll probably finish up. So we're like 3.5 hours in. I need something a bit more chilled out, I think. Maybe just this. There we go. So why can't I... Oh, obviously I haven't explored this at all. Never mind. I've literally just went right to the left. So, I found a map pointing to the location of a place called Searing Falls. So a cave in this area. Nice. Ending just before the Smite World Championship starts. Is that a thing? I didn't even realize that was happening. Oh, fuck. Well, that's a Drake. A young Drake. Oh boy, some Zaurups as well. You've bestowed me too much of the privilege. Let's turn the Drake on its allies. It's just about dead, never mind. Still, it will do something, right? Let's do that. Let's get a good old interdiction out there. That was loud again. Good God. Well, that was relatively easy. I feel like some of these areas are places that I was supposed to explore earlier on in the game. You would be shocked? Really? I shall not forgive nor forget this transgression of yours. With the Pathfinder music in this life or the next, I will have my vengeance. You'll get another playthrough someday. At some point. Maybe after all the DLC is out and I can enjoy it all at once. Smite is a pretty small game in the grand scheme of things, but the annual tournament always has a prize pool of at least 1 million. Jeez. Wow. Despite everyone who plays it saying it's dead. Well, this probably isn't going to be where a cave is, but I feel like a cave's probably going to be on the outskirts of it. But let's go there nonetheless.
That's it.
There we go. Looting, looting, looting. Must be looting, because I'm a looty boy. Yeah, grasping at straws with that one. Oh shit, more Zarets.
That's it.
Ah, jeez. What are you guys going to do with your evening then? I'm assuming, Selby, that you're watching the Smite Championships. I am probably going to head off after this, and what am I going to do? Might work on some music, actually. I need to make some food. What time are we on? Not quite 4 o'clock. I normally eat quite early these days, on account of like my early sleeping schedule. So I'll probably make food, and then I kind of, I really do want to try some more Road Warden at some point, but I'm going to save it for the stream. Voices is going to play some Wrath. What are you currently playing through with, Voices, on Wrath? I might actually find a little game to play myself just off stream. But I don't know what I would do, because I want to play High on Life and I want to play Road Warden, but I want to do both of those on stream. I've been thinking about playing a little bit of Dragon Age, like a really slow Dragon Age playthrough off stream, for, to line up with Dreadwolf, because I just don't think I'm going to have time to play it before it comes out, or to play through everything before it comes out. Oh, this looks terrifying. But yeah, I don't know. I need to find something that I can just dive in and out of every now and again, because I think it's gonna be pretty rare that I have this much time free. I've gotten pretty damn lucky this week.
A temple to Margaret, if there ever was one. That's so. That's how you know she's excited.
Oh shit. At least it's just small flame black. Oh yeah, no problem. I think maybe we are over leveled for this area. To start with, I was thinking that this was going to be as difficult as some of those later endless paths levels have been. Oh, it's not too big of an area either. I discovered that if one plays the Trickster path and gives all party members the knowledge arcane feats that add an extra enchantment when identifying items, they will all trigger for each item. Fucking hell, that's crazy. I have a dagger with 8 times 2d6 extra damage. That's ridiculous. Did we win? Hacks, we were victorious. We were victorious. We severed Gathbin's head and we sent it to his wife. Now she's our wife. It's crazy. It's weird how the deal would works, but I'm not gonna argue with them. Kill a man, claim his wife, so be it. Kill a woman, claim her husband, so be it. Ooh, this one might be a little bit more challenging.
What?
These high priests are kind of tricky. I encountered quite a few of them down in the endless paths when I did a few levels of it off stream. He cheated he cheated then res Durance, but he did win. I didn't cheat. I used it. See, it says it right there. That's a real ability that I've picked up. Commands an unconscious ally to get back up, giving a large but temporary spike to endurance, some of which is lost after a short duration. I have to say, I didn't notice that Durance lost any endurance. Durance losing endurance. Wow, that's a mouthful to say. Should I be inspecting these things, or are they just going to give me... Yep. Just rippling waves of heat rise. Right, there's going to be something big up here, isn't there? So let's go ahead and save. Oh. It's friendly for the time being. It's no doubt going to fight. Holy fucking shit. The drake cocks its enormous head looking at you. It issues a stream of words directly into your mind. Glowing, burning spark. You, human thing, you come to take my spark. Yes, what's the spark? Drake coils its body protectively around something. Spark is an ember. Warm, glowing, beautiful. Turns its head to look at you out of one slit pupil. One day I will become a burning thing, bright and terrible like my spark. I promise I didn't come to take your spark. Liar! You come to steal it with your cold, dirty paws. I don't think I did I? Oh, fuck. Here we go. Spark is in the game. Spark is in the game. Spark is the baby of Kale the Silent. Holy fucking shit. How are we going to manage this? I think I can see why... I think I can see why... Oh, could we do that? Potentially. Yep, we did that. Oh my god. That was wonderful. This has went so much smoother now. Something's gonna Grieving mother. Oh, I want to make you not grieving. Oh my god. Can we do it again? Probably not, no. We need to get back. Get back. Oh, you know what else I could do? I could probably use, where's it at? Oh no, I didn't rest. Fuck. Should have rested. Should have got the spell slots back. Did not. That was a mistake. Pelagina, where are you? You are where? Wait, what? That's not Pelagina, is it? Where's she at? Oh, there she is. Right there.
I'm ready.
I wonder if... Yeah, that'll do it. No, that's not the real ending. The dragon was our friend. The dragon had to stay our friend. What the hell? Camping is for the craven, sorry? Who was camping? Camping? Well, that's that. That felt oddly anticlimactic. I thought that was going to be really difficult. Burning stone. Okay. Oh, fuck. Well. On the ground where the dragon had curled around it, you find a stone that glows a brilliant orange, yet it is cool to the touch when you reach to retrieve it. Durance catches a glimpse of it, and his eyes bulge out of their sockets. He scowls, his mouth puckered as though having tasted poison, and he spits on the stony ground. A whore's cruel jest. The bitch has always known where to sink her claws to get a rise out of me. What do you mean? This stone you carry, this is part of the bomb that destroyed Aethys, the God Hammer. Holy fucking shit, tell me about the God Hammer. Oh, right. I thought you meant as in I had somehow camped. I didn't realize you meant rested. But ding dang dong. You were calling me brave. I don't know if I was brave. I think I was just stupid for not resting. But yeah. I feel like that could have went really badly. I feel like that should have went really badly because I forgot to rest. I got lucky there. I got lucky. Sometimes stupid equals brave. I mean, they do say that bravery is quite often just dumb courage, isn't it? Ask me on the road, Watcher. I'm in no mood for it with this whore's bitter perfume still clogging my senses. Well, what is it doing here? One wonders. The bomb blew big. Okay. But it would not have sent fragments this far from the citadel. The Drake must have carried it quite a distance, or Magrin merely put it here herself. Is it worth anything? Ask Aethys. If you mean in terms of copper, there was a time where it might have been, but the markets soon became flooded with pieces of the God Hammer, most of them no more than trivial enchantments. of swindlers dabbling in wizardry, counterfeit. As there has never been a reliable way to judge a fragment's authenticity, and the would-be judges are often watchers, questionable as the artifacts themselves, their value has plummeted considerably. Ask any shopkeep if he's interested, and they'll try to sell you his fragments instead. You seem angry. For the first time, Durance seems to become aware of his demeanour, and as quickly as it all had flared, it seems to recede, until you start to question whether he had been angry at all. Oh, it is not anger, you see. I am merely the victim of a divine practical joke, it seems. That will remain between she and I, Watcher, for only I am able to appreciate it. Okay, let's bring it back to Frigga. You catch Durance scowling once more out of the corner of your eye, but he says nothing else. Right, so... Okay, so that's that then? Ooh, there's a lot of gold there.
No pain, yet I bleed.
Fuck. That was not... Oh, jeez, okay. Whatever.
Eyes open.
Okay, so that's that done. Okay. He really is. He's so fucking like... some of the shit he says. Ooh. Oh, more Ogre-mite. Nice. We're going to put one of those on a dare, and I think I'm going to take one. Oh, no, I'm not. We're going to put one of them on Pallegine and one of them on a dare. Let's put that on Pallegine as well. Right. Believe it went to in here, didn't it? Yes. Anything else for us? No? Maybe? Probably not, right? I think that's everything. Right. So. Back to the good old Cadnur, I suppose. Regroup there. Oh, no. We're going to camp first. And yes, as you can tell by the racial accuracy bonus, I needed extra damage against spirits in the Endless Paths. It was a necessity. That'll do. Boom. Ooh, big stretch. Okay. Right, let's get out of here. Oh, actually, let's go hand in the quest first. And then I'll probably finish up after that. I might as well hand it in, otherwise I will inevitably forget to hand the quest in. There's a quick exit this way, right? Speed things up a bit. And I think she's in the first fires, ironically enough. Let me close a few of these web pages while I wait. Tara Platt. Still don't know what I heard her in, besides from this game. Oh, I tried watching a episode of the Halo TV series. I knew I was going to hate it, but I had to see it for myself. And yeah, I fucking hated it. I thought it was the biggest pile of dog shit I've seen in a long while.
My children.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Like, there was this really dumb moment where, like, it was like right at the start of the episode. This guy was basically bragging about how he loves killing Marines. And he was like, then he started talking about Spartans and basically like, jeez. But yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible, guys. Selby says, we're off to get snacks for the tourney. Have a good weekend, nerds. Selby, enjoy it. Hope you have a good time watching. Hope you get tasty snacks. I'm going to head off myself soon anyway. I forget where Frigga actually is. I thought she's the woman in here, right? Yeah, there we go.
How do you do?
Present the burning stone. I journeyed to the Searing Falls myself. This is what I found there. She takes the stone in her hand and gasps, by the flame. Do you know what this is? It is a fragment of the Godhammer bomb. And the very weapon that Magrin herself helped us build to defeat Wayward in the Saints' War. Let me go ahead and... There we go. Okay. Right. Yeah, her mouth twists into a frown and the orange light carves deep shadows across her face, so why don't I feel any differently? Why? What good does this do? Part of me thinks like that's kind of what it was. Like she's the goddess of trials, but you sent me to do it, so like you've proved yourself. Nah, it's not that. She entrusted the god armor to her followers. Perhaps she's trusting them again to end the legacy. I think that's what she wants to hear, right? Let's just tell her what she wants to hear. Transformation through trial. She turns the stone in her hands. We've certainly seen the beginnings of that in recent days. This woman hasn't even tried at all. What would that we were alone? I would take it upon myself to instill real transformation? What does that mean? One of the things I have always loved about Magrin is her affinity for fire, how it grows and spreads. You've given me what I need. I'll make sure to give the people of Defiance Bay the support they need. Now let me give you something you might need. She disappears, returning quickly with something in her hands. A weapon worthy of the goddess herself. Please accept it as thanks for your service to Magrin and to me. Thank you, farewell. What did we receive there? Something of the Unforgiven? Oh, it's a flail. Thanks, I guess. Could have done with this maybe like 5 levels ago. Yeesh. 13 to 19 crush damage. 20 to 28, what am I on? 18 to 26. Yep, probably should have done that a while ago. Okay, well, I think this serves as a decent place to kind of leave off for today. You ungrateful bastard. I know, right? Getting underleveled gear, it's always just the fucking worst though, right? You complete a quest thinking, I mean, then again, I was overleveled for the quest, and it wasn't really difficult on account of, you know, basically just turned the boss against its minions repeatedly. But I don't know. I always feel like when you go ahead and like pick up low level items from quests, it always feels kind of disappointing. Upgrade it. I don't think I have anyone that I would have use it anyway. I'll have to look at the enchantments it has, and then figure out if I actually want to put it on someone. But either way, I am going to head off now, guys. If I get time for a stream tomorrow, it might be a little bit impromptu. You know, it might just be the case that I end up going live, like 30 minutes after posting an announcement or something. Isn't it a one-handed flail? Let's check. Yeah, one-handed flail. So I suppose like I could put it on someone with a shield. I could put it on like a dare and have him be tanky. I've kind of been playing around with this this mace and the ladder door, which is surprisingly a really good shield. And then the Drake spell as well. But I think I switched to more tanky during the battle with Gathbin. I think it paid off. But yeah, we'll look into it next time maybe. If I am online tomorrow, I don't really know what I'm going to play. I might play some more of this if the fancy takes me, if that strikes my fancy. If that strikes my fancy, I will play some more of this. But otherwise, maybe we'll dive into something else. Depends on, you know, how I'm feeling. But like I say, I'll probably, if I'm online, if I am going to be online tomorrow, I'll probably just be posting like an hour, like heads up that I'm going online. I've got no stream scheduled, and I might be having to work on some music stuff. But otherwise, I'll try and get online for a little short stream. Either way, guys, until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Keep on keeping on, stay safe, be happy, and of course, guys, of course, goodbye for now. Have a great weekend, guys. And I will see you again soon. Once I get my rota through for next week and I know what days I'm working and what days I'm off, I'll try and book another streaming. Another definite streaming. Either way, guys, goodbye for now. Goodbye for now. Boop.